So for this question, I'm going to be using the Find Score tab here. That's this sheet that said Find Score in this calculator, and I can just plug in those values here in the yellow cells and obtain the respective Z scores. So if I'm looking for the Z score, let's call this Z1 here. If I'm looking for that, I have an area given to me here of 0.496 somewhere here. So 0.496, and it's less than. So it's this side here. So I'm looking for this corresponding Z score. So I can do a reverse lookup using the table, or in this case, I can just put 0.496 here, and it's going to give me the corresponding Z score, which in this case is negative 0.01. For this second one, I'm doing a greater than Z value. So I have my area is to the right of this Z1 here, and that area to the right is 0.3228. Okay, so if I want to use the less than, I'm going to have to subtract this number from 1. But since I have the greater than here, I can just use that to recover my Z score, 0.3228, and that will give me 0.46 for Z there. Now for this one, Z less than 0.5, you can do the same thing over there. Now for part D, we're looking for, so we call this Z1 here. We're looking for Z1 here such that the area between 0 and Z1 is 0.3264. Okay, so that's what we know, and we're looking for the corresponding Z1 score. So we know that the area below 0 is 0.5. So if we add 0.5 to that number, that will give us 0.8264. Okay, and if we put that in here, it gives us a Z score of 0.94. So that will be a 0.94 over there. So the next one is similar. We do the same thing there. We're looking for the area. We have a negative 0.38 on this side, and then we have some other Z value. We don't know where that is, somewhere there to the right, and we know that the area between them is 0.4361, and we're looking for this Z1 over here. Okay, so what we can do is find the area below this negative 0.38 and then add it to this area here. So that will take us to the other table, the other calculator here, and find the area below negative 0.38, negative 0.38. Okay, so it gives us that area here, less than area to be 3520. And when we add that number to the other one, we can now find the corresponding Z value. Okay, so if we add the 0.3520, so equals 0.352 plus 0.4361, that gives us 0.7811, and the area, the corresponding Z value there is 0.8. Okay, so the same thing applies here. We're going to do something similar in part F. We are going to draw the curve and say we have 1.64 on this side. We have another Z value somewhere. We don't know where that is, somewhere here, Z1. And we are looking, we know that the area between them is 0.4778. We're looking for this Z1 here. So what we can do is we can find the area below or above, if we like. We can find the area above this one, above 1.64, and then do 1 minus these two areas to get the area below here. Or we can find the area below 1.64 and then subtract this number from it to give us this area here. Okay, so let's do the second one. So I'm gonna go to find area again. I'm gonna put in 1.64 there. So the area below 1.64 is 0.9495. So we're going to subtract this 0.4778 from it to give us the area less than Z1 here. So I'm going to go here and say we want the area less than Z1. So it's going to be 0.9495 minus 0.4778. And that will give us 0.4717. Okay, and that would be the area, and the corresponding Z value there is negative 0.7, negative 0.07. Okay, so the same thing applies to part G here, and that is similar to what we had in part E. And then part H is also similar to, okay, so let's just look at part H. So in part H, we have positive 1.84 on this side. We have some area there. And then we have another Z1 somewhere here. We have some area there. So the area, the two areas combined, give us 0.5289. Okay, that's the two areas combined. So we can subtract that from 1 and get the area in the middle here, 0.4711 is the area in the middle there if we want. But what we really want is the corresponding Z value here. So again, now we can find the area below 1.84 and then subtract 0.4711 from it to get this shaded area here. So if we find the area below, so we go to find area here, we put in 1.84. That gives us the area below 1.84, 0.9671, and then we subtract the 0.4711 from it, and that will give us the area for Z1. So if we go over here, and I'll do 0.9671 minus 0.4711, and that gives us this area here as 0.4960, and that gives us a corresponding Z value of negative 0.01, and that is the answer to that question.